Okay. Good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome back to the Over 40s Lounge. Thank you to all those of you who can join us. If not, you can watch it afterwards. My name is Uche Nnoka, as you can see at the bottom of my screen, and I'm super geeked and super excited to introduce my cousin, Francesca Nnoka-Shaw. Now, interesting fact, we have never actually met each other, which is quite something. We've connected on Facebook, but we haven't actually yet met. We're talking about meeting up and so forth. But we've been having a good natter just before this particular broadcast. So it's wonderful to have you on. And actually, Francesca was the first person that responded to my advert. When I saw it was my cousin, I was like, oh my gosh! I was so excited. I was so excited. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing. So welcome, Francesca. Welcome to my channel.
Hi. Oh, I'm so happy to join you here today. I mean, I know we spoke about before, we'd like to have met before, but we're still making that connection. And I'm really happy to be here, and thank you for bringing me on. We've already, had a good, a chat before, but we've still got so much more we want to talk about. So
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so geeked. This is so cool. So, Francesca, you tell them everybody how old you are.
So I am 42. And yeah, I have two daughters. One, it's crazy to, it's for me to say that, but my eldest daughter is 18 and my youngest daughter is 16. So yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
It does. It does. Wow. Wow. I was telling Francesca earlier, when I put up the poster stating that she's going to be speaking, one of my friends sent me a message saying, hold on a minute, how old is she? Because she doesn't look like she's older than 25. I said, well, no, she's in her 40s, But we have those good genes in our family, as you can see. So, Francesca, you have a passion for art now.
Yes.
But can you tell us the journey that led up to that? What were you doing prior to you discovering your passion?
So from a very young age, I always wanted to, as a child, I was always creating, drawing, painting, making, ever since I can remember. So I went to university and I took a degree in fashion design and marketing. Still trying to discover what it is I wanted to do in the creative field. I graduated from uni, but still didn't feel that I wanted to do fashion. But I knew I needed to do something creative. Right. So sort of life went in different directions for me. I was blessed. I gave birth to two beautiful children, and I just sort of made it my sort of priority to be at home with them for as much as I could. And I sort of along on the side got into fitness. I was a big, practitioner of yoga, and I got a job in a gym. So for years and years, it took me in that direction, and I worked my way up in the fitness industry and was a manager for a big gym group. And then I think just sort of was there for 7 years, and then sort of I still love fitness now. Don't get me wrong, I do love fitness, and anyone that knows me really well knows I'm crazy. I'm doing handstands and all sorts of crazy, lifting heavy weights. And I'm only 5 foot tall, but I like to lift really heavy weights.
We are so opposite. We are so opposite.
But I like to lift really heavy weights. So I'm still, a big fitness freak. And then all of a sudden, been in my job for 7 years, and then obviously we've hit COVID arrived, and none of us were expecting that. And for me, a series of really big life events put me to this decision of, I want to be a full-time artist. I want to pursue my passion. This is what I love. This is what I want to do. So for me, unfortunately, it was due to the loss of a loved one, someone that I cared about really deeply and was a big person in my life. And I like to talk about this now because actually, her legacy and what she left for me was really powerful, and she would want me to share this. So she was a person that was bigger than life, a really big character, and everyone that knew her knew that she was just a really strong, powerful, independent woman, and she had her own business, and she was really inspired me. So when not long before she passed away, she said to me, and I was always talking about it, oh, you know what, I really want to do this, but I just don't know if I can, and again, it's the whole fear thing. We make our decisions 100% based on fear. We have two choices, love or fear. We do hold that, and it is really powerful. So I think often it stops us from making that next step. And she would say to me, just do it. What have you got to lose? And she's right, because what have you got to lose, and also she was always living her best life. That was her thing. So when she passed away, that was a big life, that really hit me hard. And I thought, you know what, life is too short, got no time to waste. And she would keep saying to me, just do it. So I thought, right, that was one reason. And then also within a few months, I'd sold my house that I'd lived in for 15 years. And it was just like another big life change. And I was like, now is the opportunity for me to do this, to give it a go. Life has presented to me this opportunity to give it a go. Why not? What have I got to lose? And I'm still doubting myself a little bit. Occasionally I get that little
as we do.
That says, should I go and get, what we would consider a job, it may be a 9-to-5 job, because often people sort of say, well, what are you doing? And I say, well, I'm pursuing art. I'm going to be I am an artist. I'm an artist, and this is what I'm here for. This is what, this is God's plan for me. This is what I know I should be doing. I'm a creative. So that's where I'm at now. And so my job of 7 years, I left. And I now started painting, and I've been so blessed since I started. I've been not doing it that long, actually, since Christmas, and I've just been doing commissions for people, and it hasn't stopped. So
wow,
people believe in me, so that in itself gives me the confidence to keep going. And then I was like, well, we can take this to the next level. Where can I go with this? And now I'm building my website. So that's the journey that I'm on, and let's hope, let it continue. Not let's hope, again, that's fear kicking in, but that's the direction I want to go and to continue. So see,
that's pretty awesome, because you only started at Christmas and already got people wanting you to commission pieces for them. How did that happen? How did they know that they wanted you to paint for them?
So I'd posted up one of my previous artworks, and someone said I wanted to buy it. So that's how that sort of happened initially. And then I was using social media as a tool to share my work, and I was just getting a lot of good feedback, and people sort of messaging me, can you do me a picture? And then before I knew it, I had a build up of pictures. So I was like, oh, this is going to keep me going for a little while. Obviously I'm still working as a musician, but again, with COVID, I haven't had any shows. So I've really had to be, sort of think outside the box a bit as well. So I was thinking, so I used Facebook, and Instagram is another good tool for me to share and promote my artwork.
So where does your inspiration for your artwork come from? What kind of style would you say you have?
So initially I was doing a lot of I think portrait art is my most favoured subject matter, but recently I've got more into painting, experimenting with colour, just being a bit more bold. I would say that portrait art is my most favoured subject matter. And a lot of my inspiration, if I'm doing my own work, is I like to focus on sort of, I tend to focus on Black culture and with music, because that's music is a big part of my life. So I think the first portrait I sold was of Bob Marley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the journey. As I say, fear does set in sometimes. It's like, can I do this? And I have a wobble. But, I think I was thinking about, before I came on to your show today, a lot of questions, why I was asking myself a lot of questions, like, why am I only doing this now? Why now? Why didn't I do this before? And I couldn't really answer that for a while. And then I thought, well, if one thing I could say is that I kind of have got to know myself a little bit better.
Yeah.
I've asked myself a lot of questions. I've done a lot of self-reflection, a lot of work on thinking about, what do I really want? And it's quite a deep question. We don't.
It's an important question. It's an important question. Yeah.
So I think that's been a big decision maker as to being an artist. What do I want? And I think I want less now. When I was younger, looking sort of 20 to 40, I wanted more. I always wanted more. I wanted a new car. I wanted a bigger house. I wanted that bag. I wanted a lot of material goods. And I know that they don't bring happiness, but that's what I wanted. I wanted to consume.
Yeah.
And I think what's happened, almost coming sort of 40 onwards, is that I want less. But I want less material, but more joy and happiness from inwards coming outwards. So that's been interesting.
I mean, I think you will find that, because you've been through it, haven't you? So we've all been through that at the teenage years. It's about fitting in, finding your friendship groups, and then boys and this and the other comes along, and then you do end up in that rat race. Everyone else gets you, but as you get older, you start to realize the things that actually matter. For me, I'm more interested in the more permanent things, the more eternal things.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? If you strip away all the external stuff, what's left? Yes. That's what's the most important. And it's knowing who you are.
Yes.
No, that might mean you stand alone and apart from some people just because of who you are. It's family, it's friends, it's those things that the elders would always say as we roll our eyes and, oh no, it's not, it's going to parties, it's this is that, it's that. But as you now become an elder, you see actually they were right. It is those things that are most important. Absolutely.
100% with you on that.
Yeah.
Family, friends, it's so important.
That's what matters. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I'm really with you on that one.
So tell us a bit more about your music. How did you get involved, and tell us what instrument you play and how that all started?
So we were having a laugh about this before, because I'm only 5 foot. I would say 5'1", but I'm 5 foot. And I play, the big daddy, the biggest instrument out of the group that I play. So I play double bass, and I play in and around central London in 50s inspired R&B bands. I have a permanent place in 2 bands.
Okay.
And I just work as a session musician, sort of jumping in and out of different bands if they give me a call. And I sort of got into that because I come from, in my family, it's very musical. My dad's a musician. He plays guitar, double bass. We had a drum in the house. We had a snare drum. So I kind of just started from a young age again, but I think it's all part of being that creative kind of, nature. I'm really creative, and that's just another way for me to explore and express my creativity. And I love it just as much as I love art, or it is of the arts, but just as much as I love painting, I love playing my double bass.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. So, and like we spoke before, didn't we? I think it's just like when you're doing something that you love, there's no question in your mind, there's no doubt in your mind that this isn't what I'm meant to be doing. And it's the same with me playing my double bass. When I'm playing a show, I'm playing my double bass, it's that feeling of just knowing this is so right. I can't explain it. It's like being in the moment almost, isn't it? You know, there's no doubt in my mind. I mean, you know, like we said, I feel like I'm in heaven. I'm in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, it's exactly, I know exactly what it is. Because like, just going back to your question, it's like, why did this happen now? Why is it just now you found it? It's for me, it's like, that was your path. Do you know what I mean? You weren't necessarily going to find it until when you actually did find it. Because I was asking myself the same question. I've been looking for what it is I'm supposed to do for so many years. Something that make me feel like this is it. I've done so many things. And I just never had that feeling of satisfaction until I put my foot on the film set. I would never, ever have known that was what I was supposed to be doing. But the time it took as well was because it wasn't the right time, quote unquote, in a sense, because at that time they weren't really hiring many black extras, not many black female extras, which is kind of dumb, but that's what the delay was. But when that time passed and they were now open the doors, I was positioned and ready. Do you know what I mean? So when I got on there, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to do. And I knew from the very first moment I wanted to speak. I wanted lines. So I put myself through the training. And I remember laughing and joking myself because I used to live up in South Norwood, and the class I was taking was in the evening. Whether it was raining or not, I'd be on that train come Monday to go to that acting class. So I thought, this is how you know that I love this, because ordinarily I'd make an excuse and I wouldn't go because it's night, it's wet. We don't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Why would we do that in the dark and it's raining? Who does that? Do you know what I'm saying? Never would I've done it. But because I wanted to be in this class, every Monday you'd see me going down there. And I thought, this is how you know. And just because I was on set last month, and no, sorry, May. It was May, and I just loved it. I just loved being there. I love all of it. Do you know what I mean? It could be very long hours, very grueling work, but I have not got to a place where I say, gosh, I hate this. Do you know what I mean? The hours unsociable, you know, you have to do the same thing maybe 20 or 30 times, but I don't ever think this isn't what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
I can relate to that. A lot of things that you just said there. So asking the question, like, why am I doing it now? Why am I doing it? But I think, like you said, it's timing. It's like signposts. It's like chapters, and timing is timing. Maybe is it meant to happen when it's meant to happen, but sort of things are put in place for that to happen. You know, and also, like you said, there's no doubt I've had sleepless nights doing my music, but now I'm doing my art as well. It's like, you know, I could live it, eat it and breathe it if I could. I'd just paint all day, every day, you know, and I don't get bored of it. You know? But I think part of having that sort of doing that creative process though is knowing when to stop, you know. Go on and on. And I'm a bit of a perfectionist, which is to my detriment. You know, it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, because obviously, you know, you can always get better. But the creative process, like when I do a painting or a picture, it's like, is this finished yet? Is, you know, I'm always touching, you know, so you've got to know that moment when
it's done.
But it's about, you know, the journey and the process is really important, isn't it? You know, as important as the destination, if not more. So
absolutely, because it's funny you mention that, because I had a bit of a wobbler last night. I was thinking that just last night, because I'm on page 102 of this script. I'm like, is this too long? Is this ever going to, you know what I mean? But I was just asking myself all these kind of questions, and I was like, you know, you don't have any money, right? You've got no money. You don't know any camera crew. You don't know anybody. You haven't got any actors. You're writing a 100+ page script. Like, let's just like take a step back and have a look. I was like, oh, it's true. Where am I going to get these people from? I don't know anybody, do you know? And then panic started to set in. But it's like, well, actually, no, not right now you don't, but the experience you've had recently has exposed you to a few more people. So just start with the ones that you know, and bit by bit, this thing will start to come together. Do you know what I'm saying? So I had my own wobbler there, and I was thinking, well, do I need 5 more pages? Do I need 6 more pages? Do I need to beef up this scene? Do I need to beef up that scene? Like, no, just write it. Just put everything that's down in your mind, leave it alone, and then get someone else to come in and help you kind of like really make it fit for the screen, so to speak. So I'm like that as well. That's what I did with my book. I nearly kind of edited it to blazes, as I said, like edit it out. Just keep going on and on and on and on. You know.
I think that's the creative process. It's just knowing,
Yeah.
let it go.
It's okay. Yeah.
It,
yeah.
But it's a lot of trust, isn't it? Because I think, like me with the art, it's scary a little bit because I don't know where it's. I mean, my dreams are quite big now. I'm probably dreaming a bit bigger, but but is that a bad thing? I want to make. I've got so many plans for my art business. But at the moment, I still don't know who's going to buy the next painting. But if you put your trust in it, only good things can happen, can't they? And if it doesn't work out, at least I've failed trying at something that I love.
I would always say to people, you've always got to go for it. As you say, you're always going to have that voice of doubt. I don't think there's ever going to come a time where the voice of doubt won't be there. You just got to learn to silence it. You just got to learn to navigate your way past that and continue doing what you're doing. So I would always say to anybody, whatever it is they're doing, just go ahead and do it. Even if it doesn't end up being what you thought it was going to be or whatever, at least you've done it. You never know. It might be for a future time. So don't write up entirely. It just might not be for now. But when the door is ready for you to go through, it'll meet you, plus you're ready, do you know what I mean? And you'll go. So, always go for it.
No, it's nice because we can relate to a lot of things, I do think that does come, it does come with age because, like I say, I wish I did know this maybe 10 years ago, 20 years ago, but you only get to where you are now through life experience.
Exactly.
But if I was going to go back and talk to my younger self, I would say, like you just said, squash that voice of doubt, and just go for it. Because what have you got to lose, So that's, Well,
that's excellent. Listen, I want to come to one of your, if you ever have an art exhibition, I definitely want to come to one of those. And let me know when you're next playing. I definitely want to come down and check you out. I mean, I've seen different images, different stills of you on Facebook, but I remember thinking that looks so cool. I like it. I like the whole view of smoky jazz bar and like, you play the guy. I love all that. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely want to come and check one of those out. Either one, wherever you are, just let me know and I'll definitely come and check them out.
100%. I will be giving you a call to come down to the next show.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, comes to the end of our time. But if you want to contact Francesca, you can find her on Instagram at Francesca3S. So you can view her art there, and if you want her to commission a piece for you, give her a holler. Francesca, it's been wonderful. It's been so great. I just can't believe we were speaking after all this time. Just amazing. But thank you for agreeing to do this. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. It's been a pleasure. I've really, enjoyed having a chat with you today about our life experiences, and it's been a joy to be able to share a little bit of my story.
Wonderful. Well, Francesca, we must definitely keep in touch. Definitely now. We must keep in touch.
We will.
And hopefully I'll catch you at an art show. We might go for a coffee or whatever beforehand, but I'll definitely come to see what you're doing. Definitely. Bye. Take care.